Hello, everyone. We'd like to thank everybody for their participation and understanding here at the Waiting in Queue podcast. Trust and transparency are core values here at our podcast, and we'd like to thank everybody for their patience as well. We also appreciate everyone that has given us support throughout the show. I do know this comes off as an apology. It's not. We don't have anything to apologize for. We just wanted to let everyone know. So, without further ado, welcome to the Waiting Queue podcast episode. I think this episode 70?
61.
80. Not even close.
61.
Not even close. That is an old thumbnail.
It's not 80.
It's 80, bro. Or at least 79. I'm pretty sure it's 80.
Disgusting.
We throw out a lot of numbers there.
It's 80.
I'm pretty sure it's 80.
I don't know.
We're getting close to that hundo.
We're getting close to 2 years. October is 2 years, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, October would be 2 years.
Of
Also,
recording episodes.
Also around the time my son will be born.
When did you do?
October.
What day?
The 10th.
Yeah. I think like the 13th is like the... I don't fucking know. Sometime in October. That's when we started the podcast.
Yeah, we
recorded prior, but those don't count.
But the first episode going live, that's like birthday.
Yeah. So,
because technically we've been doing the podcast for even longer because we're not including the webcam version of the show.
The webcam version was a
test run, test idea, or like
it was a wild time though.
It was. We were able to
like
get
having everybody on the
was
webcam.
on.
That was pretty cool. Do we have those still?
I don't know. I know we put a couple of them on Patreon, like the really good episodes.
Yeah, but maybe we should plug those in as like, oh, we don't have an episode. We throw one of those up, and we're like taking you way back.
You just trying to make less work.
Of course, we already recorded it though, so like, why not use it? But anyways. Here we are, back in the studio.
And let me tell you, Connor and I, we found our game. The game that you're just born and like you play it and you're just
you're just born good?
Yeah, you're just born, you're natural at it.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing because we're playing a game that asked us how old we were.
Oh, yeah. And
the highest it went up to was 25 and older?
No, it was 22.
22 and older. So, I'm hoping that I'm not playing against a bunch of, 3-year-olds. I don't think so. I think it puts you in the same age bracket.
Which, if that's true, then we do need to change it to play against 3-year-olds.
Oh, for sure. We'd be crushing it, dude.
We already are crushing it against the 22s and up.
Yeah. And we're talking about Multiversus. Warner Brothers version of
this is the exact thing Mitchell was talking about. I turn on the podcast and all I hear is you guys burping.
If I don't burp one time, at least one time in every episode, something's wrong. Then
you're dying.
I'm dying.
Something's really bothering you. He hasn't burped once.
I know. I burp every episode. Just how it is. I hope someday that when and if we get big, somebody makes a compilation of all the burps. That's my goal in life, really. It's just to get that. But anyways, we started playing Multiversus.
Yeah, we started playing it.
It's free to play. And that's why. Because at first I was not gonna get it. I was like, cool, another brawler. The one that I like. The Nickelodeon, I thought it was the Nickelodeon one, which looks like doo-doo, in my opinion.
I was excited for it, only because of the characters, again, but after Multiversus was announced and all those characters, I'm like, man, I like those characters more. There's a lot more characters in there that I really enjoy. Plus, I don't know, what's Nickelodeon's thing even doing now? Is it even out? I kind of...
Yeah, it's out. I think there's 20-some characters in it.
I've kind of lost it because I was never good at Smash Bros.
I think it's out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I was never good at Smash Bros. So the only reason I wanted to try this game was because it was free, and turns out I'm a god.
we're pretty good at it.
We're pretty good at it. Yeah, it's at the beta right now.
Humble brag.
Nah, I'm a
70% win rate.
I'm a brag like a dick. Yeah, 70% win rate. Not anymore because I had played with Mitchell.
Mine's not that.
Have you played with Mitchell yet?
No, the goal is to not play with Mitchell.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mitchell.
He wants to play as Finn. He doesn't know how to play as Finn. He doesn't want to play Superman, but he knows how to play as Superman. That's the problem we're having right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't play Finn. I played Finn for like a couple of games, and I'm like, I hate him.
I
can't.
am so fucking good with Finn. I fucking love him.
No, I'm not good with Finn. That's one character I will not be playing very often. I do think I'm gonna go through and max out every character at some point.
I think I would too, because I almost maxed out Finn, but I had enough to buy Jake, and I was like, I want to try Jake. I'm really enjoying Jake with his stretch. I think that's really
you're always popping the stretch.
When you try to get him stuck in the stretch and you throw him out of the map, I'm like, yes, because that's like such a weird thing to pull off.
Yeah, Derek's always doing the stretch. I played Iron Giant. I'm playing Iron Giant.
I should have played as Finn while you played Iron Giant, so you had the more tankiness, and then I had more of the damage.
Yeah, what's weird about the classes, though, is I feel like I play Iron Giant, and I'm dishing out huge damage and, like, huge big attacks. They're just a little slower. You know what I mean? And then...
Yeah, it's definitely, like, they get close to you, they're gonna get punished kind of deal. Like,
yeah.
Jake can stretch, so I could use that against you pretty well, since I can, like, really throw out my arm and keep my distance from you.
One thing I can't do as Iron Giant, though, is escape. I cannot get away from things very easy, but there is a lot of, like, counterattacks, and if I can put out the shield, they can't... What is it? I can't get knocked back and stuff. I don't know. It's weird. But I do, like, there's moments where I'm, like... Because he doesn't run, he walks because he's so big.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, walking to somebody, it, like, takes a little bit. There is a dash, though. He does have, like, a charge.
You should have a dodge, too, you can use as a dash.
Oh, he has dodges, but his dodges aren't, like, huge movements. They're, like, he just kind of, like, moves.
Move the shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, so there's not huge dodges, but I think I'm supposed to use his rocket boots and stuff to fly away. He also has a shit ton of spin moves.
Yeah.
But, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
My next character, Shaggy.
You're gonna do Shaggy?
I'm gonna do Shaggy. I want to play because he's a bruiser.
I thought you were in between Iron Giant and Bugs Bunny.
I am, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to get Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny's expensive, dude. He's another 3,000, I think.
Jeez.
So I'm gonna get
Shaggy.
I'm gonna get Shaggy, and because I like the bruisers,
mm-hmm.
and he looks fun to play. Who doesn't like Shaggy?
Mm-hmm.
He's got the sandwich, which is like a ranged attack. So not a lot of characters have like the range. Well, that's not true. I think every character has a range attack, but it's a combo because Iron Giant has one too, and so does what's her name? Garnet. Granite is a stone, so like that makes sense too.
They're
right?
more like gemstones, though.
Yeah. Well, fuck her. No, I'm kidding. She's honestly like my highest level character. I actually really like playing her too. Don't know anything about that character outside of the game. Don't know anything about that universe.
They're like transgender gems that like fuse together. That's like legitimately what it is. They're like space like beings that are like based around like crystals and gems.
Yeah, but why
Katie,
you
watch the show. Am I on the right track?
I don't know if it'd be transgender, but
well, I just threw that
what
in
is all girls. I mean, I think
Steven's not a girl.
No. He's the only one that's not. And then, like, I'm trying to figure out,
he's a pimp.
Well, he's also half human because his mom
was a gem, and
his dad was
His dad was a human, and he had sex with a rock, and then made
Yeah.
They made Steven.
And now Steven's a pimp. Got it. So I know what that universe is about.
Totally.
About pimping.
About pimping out
His
freaking gem.
Because they all have like the main stone. Like Amethyst has like the amethyst stone somewhere on her body. Steven's stone is like in his belly button.
Yep.
It is his belly button.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little weird, but that's because his umbilical cord was a massive gem
It was
connected to his mom, which was a rock.
It's like a copper vein.
Raven's gonna be put in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for that. We'll see what. We'll see how good she is. I'm sure she's gonna be badass. But
we got to give Harley Quinn a try because she's got this hammer move that's like crazy also, broken.
I love the fact that she can put out like traps in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
That almost grounds you like crazy unless you're willing to like take a little bit of damage, and I think it stuns you a little bit, but I don't know.
And I've noticed like a lot of people are complaining, like, oh, Bugs Bunny's overpowered. Tasmanian Devil's overpowered.
I haven't
really noticed like
super overpowered.
Really, my biggest complaint has been Harley, but that's not really like, oh, she needs to be fixed. It's like that person knows how to play her.
But we've won against Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, multiple times. Like it's not like I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh, I think I'm not gonna play unless Harley gets nerfed. I think this is terrible. I think it's fine.
You have to realize that there's got to be some players on that game that are tremendously better than you because they can play their character so much better than you can.
Yeah, you just gotta counter it.
Yeah. Like Superman's super annoying. I do not like fighting Superman.
Oh, double Superman is the worst.
But
or
on
Superman
the other
and
hand,
a support. But that's we kind of figured that one out.
Superman and Rain Dog, that was such a good combo. Whoever was out there doing that was crazy.
But we
shat
on him. Yeah.
We're like, okay, so we just focus Rain Dog, knock him out, and then just like obliterate Superman. Because Rain Dog wasn't doing like any damage. Superman was just doing everything.
Yeah, Superman was trying to keep us away from Rain Dog, and then Rain Dog's just like trying to keep Superman alive.
But yet that Rain Dog had like 300 and some ring outs.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game's super fun. It's free to play. It's in beta right now. Beta. Mm-hmm. It's the new style beta where it just like pretty much gets released early with less content, and then
so is the full game gonna be?
The full game comes out.
Is the full game gonna be free, or is the beta just free?
It's got to be free, right?
I think now any video game that comes out, it's like the strategy is to come out free and then put microtransactions that aren't so annoying or like that it's game breaking. But that pays for the game.
I think this game is gonna have. They're not really that annoying of microtransactions because it's like none of it like fluctuates the game. As long as every character that comes in the game you can buy with coins at some point.
Yes.
Or
like the battle pass.
Fine.
There's always ways to get coin. It's not
never lock a character to the pay to play battle pass either.
No,
you can lock variants, which they already have. There's 2 variants in the battle pass right now. You have a Shaggy variant, and the final tier is a Jake variant, which are the same exact characters with the same movesets, but each of those characters has different animation styles and different voice acting and voice lines. That's it. And it's pretty much like a skin, but they're technically called variants. But if you keep that out, there's no way that you're gonna have to pay for the game when it comes out. I think this is a beta that's gonna line up into the game release because they already have a paid battle pass in it. You can already buy skins, you can buy characters, you can put real money into it now. There's no way that they would like then take that away and then make you pay, or even make you pay for all the next characters and all the maps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be pissed because I just if I spent all that money in the beta to get all the skins and all the characters just right away, and then the main game came out and they're like, oh well, now you have to drop this much money for all the other characters and the maps, and you have to do that. Oh, people would be furious.
I think Fortnite is technically still in beta.
Is it?
Yeah, they like Mitchell and I were talking about it. They have set it to like just still as a beta. So what they can do a lot of like legal workarounds. Like that's how they're able to change the map so often or whatever it was. I forget what the conversation was, but yeah, I think they are still technically in beta because, I mean, Fortnite grew in popularity during its beta, and for whatever reason they were like, let's just keep it in beta so we can keep like doing these.
Yeah, but I don't know why the term beta would keep the company from allow the company to be able to like add content to it.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I think maybe it has something to do with like they're also legally protected from I don't know, whatever complaint or something. I don't know. They have their reason, but
they're legally protected by the fact that like they could be like, well, it's in beta, so the game's not complete.
Yeah,
so people can't get mad. Well, it's free to play, so I mean, like, I don't feel like you can get mad at a game that's free to play. That's how I look at it nowadays. It's like you can't get mad at a game that's free to play because they have microtransactions in it, and unless like the microtransactions are absolutely dirt garbage, but. You know, there are going to be some skins in this game that I'm like, man, I really want that skin, but the only way to get it is like, there's some ring out animations that are really, really cool, but you have to buy them with real money, and that sucks. I think everything in the game should be able to be bought with coins on top of real money. I don't think anything should be locked.
Okay, here it is. The reason the beta sign is still at the top of the loading screens in Fortnite is so they can produce more updates more frequently. Games that are in beta are allowed to consistently push updates to make their games better. Games that are not in beta, however, have to use more money and more resources to push out updates. And since Fortnite is consistently changing nature, that is a vital part to the game. It allows for cheaper and more frequent updates.
How does that make any sense?
I don't know, but
who's in the background being like, oh, you don't have beta on your name, so you can't push out a game fixing update. That makes no sense.
I don't know. That's why I think it's like a legal thing.
If you think about it though, like Fortnite puts out updates way faster than like say, I always use it as an example, but it's my main game, Destiny, where like we only get one on Tuesday and Thursday. We'll never get one in between there.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't even get hot fixes. Like the hot fixes come out on Tuesday. Or major updates come out on Tuesday with hot fixes, and then Thursday are hot fixes.
Okay.
So maybe that's why. I don't know. Yeah, because there's even times like where like we'll go a whole week where something's super broken in the game, and then they come out on a Wednesday and they're like, on Thursday we're literally deactivating this exotic. Because they can't do it in between there. They have to do it on Tuesdays or Thursdays. So who knows? Maybe that's why. But
I mean, maybe it has something to do with like
timelines.
Yeah, maybe
marketing timelines. When they're
actually
actually supposed to be pushing out game content. Because if you think about it, this whole like marketing thing that Destiny's doing now with like the seasons where they don't tell you anything about it. That's not their idea. That's got to be the suit's idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, it makes sense.
I have to ask Mitchell because I think I'm pretty sure he was telling me about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this happened a while ago, so he might know the exact reason. I'm not going to spend the time to look it up right now.
If Multiversus stays with the title beta, but they're still frequently putting characters and maps and stuff in the game, that's going to be awesome.
I don't think they're going to stay beta because I think there is a release date, but they might keep it
I don't
free.
think there's an actual date for that yet.
Fine, let me look more stuff up.
I think so. In August there's the tournament for it, I guess, and we're probably going to get a release, like we're going to get character ads for that, maybe some maps, and then after that people are saying we might get a release date. But if you're not playing anything or you don't have anything to play, it's free to play, it's cross play. And if you like Cartoon Network characters and Warner Brothers and Game of Thrones and superheroes, I would try it. Mm. It's a whole lot of fun. He's reading.
Yeah.
See, this says that's just the full game. It's out now. I thought it was in beta.
I don't think that's true because everybody's talking that like it's not the full roster that was even in the alpha that people were playing.
Mm-hmm.
The alpha had like 10 more characters that you don't see now.
Really?
It also really, really, really badly needs the ability to play with more friends than just one. being locked to only like 2v2s.
Multiverse will get its official full release on August 9th. So here this week or next week? Next week, I think. Next Tuesday.
Wait, that would be really cool if that's like truth and we get like a bunch of new characters and maps, because I think the game drastically needs more maps. That's like everybody's biggest complaint is there's not enough maps, because in brawlers it's really, really important to have a ton of maps, because
I think the maps need to be a little bit more different, because it always seems like
that's what I'm saying,
just like the main and then like 2 platforms, or like 2 platforms and then 2 or no or like moving platforms, like, you know, like Smash Bros. You'd have like the giant castle map where it's like crazy intricate.
I don't know if we're gonna see any super intricate maps like that though.
No, but I'm saying they could make
like 4v4s,
something more interesting.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like the treehouse map. I don't know. People are just saying that like it needs more maps because there's, like you said, there's no variety, and what happens is like you might only like one of those maps out of all of them. Mm-hmm. Like I love the Haunted Mansion map, but a lot of people hate it. I think that map is so cool. I think that one's fun. Got like the traps on the floor.
I'm always so worried about
Dude, I'm triggering those traps like all the time. And then like, you know, you got the walls, and it's really hard to get knocked out of that map.
Yeah.
So you have to use the holes. You can't get knocked straight up, but there's the ceiling. And then you have the bat cave with the cars. I think that one's hard to get knocked out of because you always hit those cars.
Yeah, those cars. But the cars can be destroyed, so then they go back into the waterfall.
The treehouse.
The treehouse, Rick and Morty's, the Show Me What You Got.
See, that map's kind of boring, though, because it's just like a flat.
It's flat, and then the 2 pillars, but then eventually they break, and then it's just flat.
Yeah. There's very few maps with platforming.
I know. I like the treehouse one. It's like just 2 platforms on top of each other, and then 2 more platforms like.
I
up
like
on the side.
that though.
Yeah,
because there's more areas to go. I think there needs to be more maps like that. Most of the maps are like 2 platforms, a gap in the middle, or like a flat ground with stuff that gets.
I think I would like more things too with like the environment has a little bit more control, like the Scooby-Doo one with the trapdoors. I go back to Smash Bros over Brawlhalla. I know nothing about.
Yeah,
I know nothing about Brawlhalla. But like in Smash Bros, you know, you'd have that one map where it's that tree in the middle, and sometimes he'll like blow wind to one side, and then if you're caught on that side, now you have to fight the wind. I mean, it's annoying, but at the same time, it makes things interesting, and
it makes the environment more like real. Yeah, that would be a lot cooler. Injustice had a lot of that stuff too.
I think because right now they're really focused on the characters, which is great, awesome.
It's the most important part of the game.
It is, very much. But they will, once everyone, after they're getting maxed and everyone's like playing them, you know, they're gonna get, you know, bored of it.
Yeah, it's gonna get stale. So you have to keep adding characters. Like that's the biggest thing.
Characters.
You have to keep adding characters frequently that are good and fun to play, and you have to keep adding map variants and spicing up game modes nowadays. Like we're like, I don't know, lock it so you can only play like the superhero characters in this
or like
game mode. Like you have to play a DC character in this game mode, or you have to play a Looney Tunes character in this game mode.
Or you
that
can
forces
only play
teams to have to play Tasmanian Devil and Bugs Bunny. You can't play your main character. I mean, you don't have to play the game mode, but I think that's a cool idea. Spices it up. You get in there and you're like, you know what? Let's just do the Looney Tunes where you're going up against Looney Tunes and you're playing Looney Tunes. Like that's it. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
They also need to add Ben 10, and if they don't add Ben 10, I don't think the game like is gonna be good. So
that would be a really cool one. Just,
dude, how fucking cool would that be? He could turn in like the 3 main dudes, like the big, or say he can only turn into like 1 or 2. The big red guy with the 4 arms, the speedy blue dude
guy. What's another like main one? But like maybe
the little tiny guy.
Yeah, he could do
the
that.
Doctor alien. I think that was introduced a little later though, because he was like a big.
No, I think that was like one of the original 10. I thought.
Was it? Because he was like a huge lore.
Yeah, because one of that species is the one that made that watch. Because they have super high intelligence.
Yeah. God, that show was fucking sick.
I love that show.
Also, I'm pretty sure he had a thing for his cousin. But anyways.
Yeah, but did you not watch the Ben 10,000 or whatever, the Ben Tennyson.
Where she started dating the other dude?
Yeah, the Kevin.
That doesn't mean that he doesn't like his cousin.
Yeah, but they just didn't end up together.
You don't think those guys were messing around?
I know Ben was running around peeping on his cousin.
Oh, for sure, dude. Didn't he have an alien that could go invisible? You're telling me he's not watching his cousin? That dude loved his cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Loved his cousin. I'm not stupid. I watched the show. I was like, this is weird.
I'm not stupid.
But Ben 10 would be sick. We're getting Rick and Morty. We might be getting Lord of the Rings characters.
That would be also pretty sick.
Maybe. This is all speculation. Warner Brothers, don't come for us.
What about like Frodo? You know, he goes invisible a little bit.
Merry and Pippin as like an ice climbers combo.
Mm-hmm.
What if they just made a brawler game that's all Lord of the Rings? Let's just change it. Let's just add every Lord of the Rings character.
Gollum's in there, and one of his moves is like strangling somebody.
Yeah.
You know, it's my birthday. And he's whispering that while he's doing
I
it.
hate that scene. Such a
So
spooky
there's that scene, and then the one where Bilbo tries to take the ring back from Frodo. That is the freakiest.
When they're in Rivendell?
Yeah.
Yeah, his face gets all changed. You're like, whoa!
As a kid, if I rewatched that movie, I would like. I know that scene's coming. I'd be looking away.
Me too.
I can't watch that.
I just watched that movie last week.
We need to sit down with Mitchell and watch it with Mitchell.
So I was watching those DVDs. My DVDs are fucked. The Blu-rays are all scratched up.
Oh.
So with Blu-rays, if they get scratched, they're pretty much like ruined.
Done-so.
So I gotta get a different box set. It might have also been because they were drenched in the wedding storm. So
yeah, we went to that wedding.
What's our time at?
27.
We can do a quick rundown of the wedding. Just to close out the multiverses.
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Close it out.
Are we closing out the episode?
No, close out the multiverses. I'm going to try and pull up the one video of the hail.
I mean, we could do it on the next episode.
Nah, I'm going to just do it now.
Okay, so to close out the multiverses thing, it's free to play. I think everybody should play it. Try it. It's pretty stale right now. There's no games out right now, unless like you're just playing your main game. It's fucking boring right now, so just try it. It's so worth it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like brawlers, because we don't like brawlers, and it turned out to be really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm having a great time with it.
Yeah, like I actually want to like go home and play it. Most brawlers, I'd be like, yeah, it's a party game.
Yeah.
It's a cool party game, but like that one's actually fun. Like I want to level up my characters. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't know who I want to level up after Finn and Jake. I haven't decided yet.
I'm doing Iron Giant. I'm gonna max out Granite. I'm just calling her that. I don't
Granite.
care. I'm gonna max out Granite.
Granite's my main, but I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Granite's a stone. It's the same stuff. Granite, and then I want to do Shaggy. I want to do Bugs Bunny.
My files are not like pulling up, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this right now.
You recorded the storm?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I was soaking that shit in. That was so cool. I was like, this is so dope.
Well, I wanted to capture like the loud hail. It was only like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, the hail didn't last very long.
No, I mean my recording.
Huh?
My recording was 10 seconds long.
Yeah, but the
storm
like, super loud part was only like 2 seconds, or like 10 seconds. It wasn't that long.
I don't know what happened. My computer like refreshed.
Is everything still fine?
I think everything is still recording. That was weird. There. All right, it popped up.
So everything's fine?
Yeah, everything's fine. All right.
So
let me see about pulling this back.
Our buddy's wedding was last weekend. We went to that. And it was in Wisconsin. And it was awesome. It was a really nice wedding. It was like straight out of a fucking movie. But it's like we were eating dinner and the storm started rolling in, which was so awesome. Me and Mitchell were like out. You came out there too. We were out there and we were just kind of like watching it.
Yeah.
Come in. It was awesome. And then it started like raining and then it started hailing. And we're all in this metal barn. Well, like a normal wood barn, but like a metal roof. And honestly, I think it was really cool. I think it really added to the wedding, in my opinion. It also cooled.
Well,
it also cooled everything
down. It
down.
was so fucking hot.
It was so miserably hot in that barn with everybody in there. But then it hailed, but it was so loud on that metal roof. It's undescribable. I've never been in a situation like that ever. It was honestly one of the coolest things I've ever gone through when it comes to storms. And I think a lot of people were like worried that like the building was going to collapse or like scared. I was far from that. I was like, this is so cool. Mm-hmm. But it was so loud that like you had people like holding their ears and stuff for a sec.
Check this out.
I liked it though. I thought it was insane.
I thought it was funny.
You thought it was funny? I walked over to Tanner. I was like, this is insane. Tanner's like, I don't know what's happening. The video still doesn't catch it though, you know?
Oh my god, Ben!
It is wild. Is that at the loudest moment?
Yeah, that was like the loudest moment. Oh.
See, it just sounds like in the video, but like there.
Well, see, when I was trying to yell at Ben couldn't hear me.
No.
I had to tap on his shoulder. I was like, look outside.
Yeah.
Because it was a metal roof and hailing. It was unrealistically loud. They stop the music because it was like you can't even
they
hear
had
it.
to. The lady who was like the DJ lady, she just kind of stood there and she was like, oh no. She's like hoping that it would end soon. Mm-hmm. But she did a really good job at getting everybody back into it after it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
once it could have like some people like some like weddings I'm sure would blow that way out of proportion. It was not that big of a deal. It passed really fast and then everybody forgot about it.
Everyone forgot about it. Cooled off. We were able to go outside. It was nice.
It was so awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Me and Mitchell were like by the door. The big door.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who owned the place like ran outside to shut it, and he came in. He was only out there for like a second. He was just drenched, like he just jumped in a pool. Mm-hmm. And then hail started coming through the cracks at me and Mitchell, so we moved over to Tanner. And I mean, it was so loud. The video doesn't show how loud it was. Like it's unfathomably. I've never been in anything like that.
I mean, like if I play it on my phone and I turn it up all the way, it's like stupid loud.
Sure, I believe it. I just be like, to experience it in person is totally different. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just in the mic.
Yeah,
it was
like stupid loud.
It's hard to explain though. Like I've been in a metal building with hail before, right?
You were in a van that was like a tornado going through a sheet metal factory.
Yeah, that was pretty loud too. But this was like, if say somebody, you just can't fathom it. You had to be there.
Just take that noise and just basically crank it up.
Enhance it by like 20.
Enhance it by 20 to a point where it's like you can hardly hear yourself yelling.
Nobody was moving. It was so loud.
Did you notice
nobody moved?
Did you see one of the little girls running through the video? She like had her ears covered running.
Yeah, there was
loud.
There was babies in there.
Yeah.
Wild, dude. It was
Absolutely
so cool.
Wild.
It was so cool. But the wedding as a whole was a lot of fun. Some of us got super drunk. Some of us, Derek, were very much more responsible than we were. Derek was very good. He drank a little bit, but he was very responsible with his alcohol. Unlike some of his friends who got very irresponsible.
Mitchell throwing up, crying. Let's just say that.
Well, okay. He was crying like a little bitch, but
well, we go back to the hotel
he
room.
wasn't crying.
I'm grabbing my stuff, and as I'm walking out, he comes out the door, and he's like, I forget what he said.
He's
but
like,
he was like,
"Where's
happy.
the party
He's
at?"
Like, "Where's the party at?" And there's like tears running down his face. I'm like,
well, he forced himself to throw up, which I would have done the same thing had I not thrown up on my own.
He's regular on that because
I think everybody should. It makes your night sleeping so much.
It makes your night sleeping better, and then like
if you
the
drink
next morning,
that much,
you're not as hungover.
I know it's gross, but like realistically, dude, so many people threw up at that wedding. I heard like a bunch of people threw up in the bus. me included. I didn't throw up in. Okay, I threw up in the bus, but I didn't throw up on the bus. You get what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on. You threw up in the bus. No. You threw up on the bus in a cup.
Yes,
or in the bus in the cup.
I was in the I was inside the bus and I threw up in a cup.
Yeah,
and there was other guys who threw up all over the bus though, inside it.
So
they were in the bus and they threw up on the bus.
You should have just thrown up on their pile, so it just looks like only they did it.
Dude, I don't know where they were. When I was in that bus, the only thing going through my head was
throwing up in the cup.
No, it was don't throw up. Don't throw up. You gotta make this drive. It's a 20-minute drive. You got this. Easy. 10 minutes in, I'm like, this ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna throw up. And then in my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna have to swallow it. I'm gonna have to throw up, swallow it, throw up, swallow it. And Mitchell and Tanner were like, oh, you would have just kept throwing up. I was like, I would have kept swallowing. I would have done everything to keep that stuff down. And Tanner and Rachel were in front of us on the bus, and me and Mitchell were together. Mitchell had one more beer on there, and he looks over at me and he's like, oh my God. He's like, if you're gonna yak in this cup. And we're both browning out. Mm-hmm. So like the fact that he noticed it and still had enough like there to be like, here, I'm gonna help you out, was super cool of him. And he saved my life on that bus, because as soon as he gave me that cup, I threw up in that cup, filled it. Disgusting. I hate it, but it happens.
What'd you do with the cup after?
So we get to the hotel. By the way, Tanner also in front of me on the bus, going through the same thing. Mm-hmm. He's like, the whole ride, people were trying to talk to him and he wasn't responding, and he was like this on the bus, just like I was, holding the seat in front of him, and he had his shirt like this, because he's like, I'm gonna throw up in my
suit.
In my suit. I have to, because I'm gonna throw up. And he's not. Nobody wants a disaster on the bus, right? So he's gonna ruin his fucking $250 suit rental by vomiting in it. But he didn't say anything. We get to the bus. We get to the hotel though.
Tanner also peed on me that night.
Oh yeah. We get to the hotel and we're like halfway back in the bus too. So we're waiting for people to get off. Lights come on. I'm like, oh my God. And at this point, the cup's full, right? I'm holding the cup and I have my Tux bag. It's like this, okay? As I'm getting out, I just hide the cup of vomit behind the Tux bag, like this. And I get off the bus. Tanner veers off, throws up in the grass right there. I walk into the hotel, throw it in the hotel garbage can outside. Big old cup of it.
Nice.
So threw that in the garbage can. We go back to the room. Tanner comes up with us. Derek shows up a little after we get there, but not super long after.
Yeah, we had to go drop Ben off because his wife didn't leave him. She left him at the party.
Yeah,
just to be clear. So Ben was like, "Hey, can I hitch a ride with you guys back to my hotel?" And I was like, "I don't care. It's fine." It was on the way.
Sure, but we did that. We get to the hotel room. Mitchell immediately goes into the bathroom, forces him to puke a lot. And then me and Tanner are kind of like walking around. Tanner's grabbing his stuff because he's gone up to sleep in the same room with his now wife.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah. And Derek shows up. I'm like already pretty much naked. I'm in my underwear. And Lauren's standing right there. Mm-hmm. Like, what'd she expect?
You stare right at her and go, "Oh no, Lauren, you saw me in my underwear," and you do nothing.
What am I supposed? It's my room. She's in my room.
She was in the hallway looking in the door.
Into my room. She was looking into my room, and we're all intoxicated after a wedding. Of course, we're getting naked.
When she heard Mitchell throwing up, she had to walk away. So that's when she moved.
Yeah. What was I? I'm fucking browning out. You think I'm gonna move? I don't care if she saw me in my underwear. Yeah, she's probably like, "Dang, that dude's packed," compared to some. No, I'm just kidding, Derek. Jeez, you guys have a kid, not me. So
well, we won't know until we get this paternity test.
That is true. Yeah, we have to have the truth.
Boys, let me give you a little life lesson. Never assume it's yours until you get that for sure paternity test. Just saying.
Never. I'm sure she'll love to hear that.
Yeah.
I'll send it to her.
Good. yeah, that was the night. Tanner went up. Then the next morning, we woke up. Oh, the next morning was a fucking fiasco too. Because
hold on. We're going way over.
That's fine.
But the first night we get there, Mitchell was wearing these shorts.
Oh yeah, he's wearing his nice
he's
dress
wearing
shorts.
the nice shorts that he's gonna wear to the rehearsal.
He pooped in them.
So no, I come into the room. You guys are already like in the room, and I look at Mitchell, but then he turned around and he had like a shit stain all the way down the back of his shorts.
Yeah, he pooped in them.
And I go, Mitchell, why are your shorts dirty? And he turns around and he's like, oh, I dropped like Arby's sauce.
Yeah, he dropped Wendy's hot sauce on him the morning.
So I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I didn't.
Right, I knew about that too, so I figured that's what you're talking about.
And then he turns around again, and Connor sees the back of his shorts, and he's like,
why'd you shit in your shorts?
And he's like, what? And like his shorts were like just completely dirty front to back because of all that. So he wanted to wear those tonight. And the only reason
the rehearsal day.
Yeah, he didn't want to put on his pants because he would have been the only one out of us wearing pants.
Yeah, he didn't want to put on jeans.
Yeah, he didn't want to put on jeans. So our hotel had a dishwasher. So the idea was we throw them in the dishwasher.
Which we did.
We did. And it cleaned them, but they were just absolutely soaked. So like for the past like couple of hours or hour that we were
3 hours.
3 hours. He's just trying to dry those bad boys.
2-3 hours. It was like drying pants.
He got out the iron and the blow dryer and started, and then it still wasn't dry. We get to the place and he is still wearing soaked shorts.
It was awesome.
That was so funny.
He says he doesn't poop. He said he didn't poop in them and my seats were dirty. He pooped his pants.
I don't know what it was, but
I'm going to just say it live here on the podcast. He pooped his pants.
You heard it here.
Mitchell pooped his pants on the ride up to Wisconsin.
All right. Yeah, that was pretty much Wisconsin. To wrap it up, we did it friendly before, but now it's not going to be so friendly. Like, subscribe, share with a friend.
Yeah,
it's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, music.
I'm really going to need you guys to stop being lame, and I'm going to need you to start sharing these things.
Yeah, please. That was kind of nice.
See ya.